The Super Chevy Weekend transcends mere marquee badges. It's really an experience for the entire family with car show, car corral, swamp heat, and did we mention drag racing? Home to some of the quickest door slammers around, Super Chevy's Nitro Coupes are coming up next. Ominous looking sky, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Super Chevy Show, Bristol Dragway. Hi everyone, I'm Rick Carlson. Let's go to the other member of our crew, Doc Riley.
One of the hallmarks of the Super Chevy Show is competition on the drag strip, and one of the great classes that fans flock out to see are the Nitro Coupes. Roger Gustin joins us here. Roger, kind of tell us the history of the Nitro Coupe.
You know, the Nitro Coupes came from we were using pro-modified cars at these events, both the nitrous cars and the blown cars, and we had a problem with showmanship with a lot of those racers, and that's what we're here for, is to entertain people, put on a show for them. We still want to see fast, exciting cars go down the track.
What do you look for in a Nitro Coupe? Kind of give us a background of what a Nitro Coupe really is.
They've got to learn to use nitro. Nitro is a very destructive chemical, and a lot of guys think, oh, they got a blown alcohol pro-mod car. We'll just come in and pour some nitro in it, and we'll be a Nitro Coupe. That's not the way it works. That means a lot of destroyed parts. So you've got to learn to build a combination with it. Those guys have been one of our real stars of the show that just keeps coming back and winning a lot of races. From time to time, we have a lot of breakage, but one thing's for sure, they always put on a show. And if they want to see an exciting, fun weekend at a reasonable price, come to the O'Reilly Super Chevy Show. We'll put on a great show for them.
And I think Roger put the operative word in that sentence right there was fun.
Take a look at the first pair of the Nitro Coupes, Randy Adler, and he is going to be paired up with Jeff Merritt, and Doc spent some time with him.
Well, at the Super Chevy Show, you expect to see some great-looking show cars, and you expect some of that to kind of fill over into the racing aspect, but not in this class specifically. Look, real headlights right there. Randy Adler, first of all, beautiful showpiece, man. You could almost win an award in show and shine.
Thank you very much. It's a nice car, man. It's a real nice car, and I'll tell you what, it's hard having a nice car because you got to keep it clean, you know. So, but we put our first scratch in it, so we're good to go.
Well, there, it's race-proven and performed and everything else. What about the power plant?
It's our usual A-Team Speed Shop power plant, 41X Alan Johnson, and same motor we've had in the last couple cars. So it's proven it works.
And it's proven it works here, number 2 qualifier. Your thoughts just kind of on this weekend with the weather ups and downs and the altitude kind of changing around a little bit?
Yeah, there's absolutely no air, and this is a new thing for us. So I think we'll get it figured out. I mean, the track is definitely there. It's a great facility, and we just got to come around to it. So we'll get race the conditions and see what happens.
Well, there's really no air out here this weekend. You know, yesterday the air was about 5,000 feet. So that takes the boost away.
What can you do to compensate for that?
Put more nitro in her.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the rules in that. How much nitro can you use, and what's the cubic inch limitation in this class?
You can run up to a maximum of 30% nitromethane. And it's Alan Johnson 481X 526.
How long have you been running Nitro Coupes and drag racing overall?
This is my 3rd year in the Nitro Coupes, and I've been drag racing for a long time, 20 years.
Having a lot of fun. Looks like the family's along with you too.
Oh yeah, grandkids, son, we're having a great time.
That's one of the hallmarks of Super Chevy events, is the fact that it is all about fun and all about people coming to have a good time at a drag strip.
Randy Adler, Jeff Merritt, the same power plants, all 526 cubic inches, but that gorgeous GTO of Adler. Long, smoky burnout. The same for Merritt and that Trans Am, both of them with the wings on the back. You get up over 200 miles an hour. You want that downforce. Each one of them mentioned that there is no air. By that, with what they have, the humidity, the heat, everything else, makes these machines think they're at over 5,000 feet. Basically, they seem like they're driving in Colorado. So they really have to adjust everything. They'll change their shift points. They're really going to change the way they leave the line. To our left, Randy Adler, right side, Jeff Barrett. Here we go, our first pair that are out there. Adler off first. Looks like he's able to hang on. Still out there in the lead. Merritt not able to catch him. Adler, 651 at 218 miles an hour. Sneaks right by for the win.
First pass down on a Sunday looked pretty good, a 6:51.
Yeah, she moved around a little bit, but we'll take it and we'll try to improve on it. So, see what track will hold.
How was the launch? Everything pretty good?
Yeah, no, track is there. I'm telling you, it is an excellent facility. The track is great. We're just off our game a little, so we need to pick it up.
Motor Mania brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people. Summit Racing Equipment, the world speed shop. And by Moroso, race proven.
Welcome back to Bristol, Tennessee, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Super Chevy Show. Down here in the show area, you'll see just about everything. A 53 Pro-Streeted delivery van. Of course, lots and lots of Corvettes. We won't pause here for very long. Nice looking Chevy too as well. And of course, Camaros. And you'll see all kinds, all colors, not one car exactly the same. Super Chevy Show, well, it's pretty much self-explanatory. You've got to be a Chevrolet to be here. There are some exceptions. Take, for instance, this. Yep, it's a Ford, 1937 Ford, but it gets into the show because it has the Chevrolet power plant, a Chevy LT1, and of course, to cap it all up, has to have the Chevrolet transmission as well. Lots of great cars to see here at the Super Chevy Show.
Take a look at acres and acres of cars. There are the Novas and Chevy 2s. But the beautiful backdrop of Bristol Dragway, behind us is Bristol Motor Speedway. And they're out even driving. It's a show and shine, but you get to drive them a little bit. Chrome, polishing. Now, this is a busy weekend. You want to keep those machines looking as nice as you can, but weather has really not been cooperating this time. Sprinkles off and on, a little bit of thunder. Wow, Camaro that sounds pretty hot as he backs up right where he needs to be. Later model cars, 94 Caprice Classic. Just about every way you watch your Chevy, you're going to find it. There's the Pro Delivery 53. There's that Corvette power plant, the early Chevy, and there's a Studebaker even in there. And you look under the hood, and there's that Chevy power plant. 57 Chevy, 210 sedan, the classics. And you always have that blown big block. Polish it up a little bit. It's going to have a lumpity lump idle. A Chevy Cosworth Vega wagon. Well, they had Cosworth Vegas, but this is the first time I've seen it in a wagon. Trophy winner right there, an interior full of them. That's a Corvair. And now it's right back to racing action, and it's going to be Paul Athey and Tommy Howes. Athey with the Mohegan Sun, 41 Willys, red line oil. You can see the stickers, the great big wing on it. Tommy Howes with that 69 Camaro, and here's Doc talking to the next pair of racers.
What's kind of the difference between as a Pro Mod driver and Nitro Coupe? Anything different in driving style?
It just changed some things. I mean, the Nitro changes characteristics of the whole car. I mean, it changes your whole tune-up, you know, especially in this kind of air. I mean, you don't want to put too much in there or it's going to go boom. Nobody wants that, you know. So it does make it a little more sense. It beats up on the parts a little bit, but hey, it's fun, you know. It's good, that extra smell, that extra noise. That's what it's all about.
What do you like about Super Chevy weekends?
The excitement, different. It's always different. There's a lot of neat things to see, period. You'll see cars like you've never seen before, stuff you've never seen, and sooner or later it'll never cease to amaze you and surprise you.
Well, that's what we're looking for. Amazement and surprises, and we're going to get to that right now.
Burnouts, and here they come. There is that Willys of Athey. Now Tommy Howes and his lowrider Camaro. Those are the basic body style. They've done some things with them. Big wings on the back and a lot of fiberglass, and then that blower sticking through the hood where they can run some of the nitromethane up to 30%, whatever they need to overcome the lack of air. And if things don't go right, like Paul Athey said, things go boom. Experience both of them. Tommy Howes, well, he has a little more experience all over racing, but Athey and the crew coming down from Connecticut have looked very, very strong. They're in the stage, and we're going to watch the Christmas tree as the lights flash, and Nitro Coupes are on the track. It looks close at half track, but right now it looks like Athey may have the lead. speed. It is Paul Athey. Look at that reaction time. Runs a 6:67 at 207 miles an hour. Look at how close it is at the top end, and it's a fender length. It's all for Athey and the Mohegan Sun Willys. Here's Doc with him.
Well, looks like Paul got him on a hole shot, maybe.
Oh man, it wasn't a smooth ride, that's for sure. It was all over. I had to pedal it twice, once on the gear change and once halfway through second gear. It wouldn't stop shaking. But that's what we do. That's why we drive. We just like the animals that these cars are.
Well, how do you correct the animal coming up for the next pass?
We're gonna look at the computer and see what it tells us as far as what we did. We made some big changes with the clutch overnight, trying to loosen up just to get the power down the track. It's very tricky. This track's awesome, even with the high altitude here. So we're just learning. As I was telling you earlier, we never run this kind of air, so it's a learning curve. But I think we're getting close on it.
Here is one of my favorites and a crowd favorite too. This is Bob Hall driving the Airborne Express. It's a wheel stander. It's an Astrovan. 540 cubic inches blown alcohol burning Chevrolet, and look at that. Up on the rear tires, he can do that the entire length of the quarter mile. Bob Hall started doing this back in 1957. That was when he started drag racing. He decided, I always liked the wheel standard. So in the mid-90s, he built one, and he has been doing this ever since. The original paddy wagon is with him, but Airborne Express, look at that. Up on the wheelie bars, and he's going the entire length of the quarter mile, over 140 miles an hour. More coming up from the O'Reilly Super Chevy Show.
Welcome back to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Super Chevy Show. A car corral? Are you looking to get into the car culture? Well, this may be a place to look. Looking for a nice historic vet? You could have that. And again, the price is pretty much all negotiable because you're dealing with the owner, the guy that really knows what's going on. You're looking for a rare find? Well, those are available here as well. I'll tell you one thing, you can get yourself one of these nice looking pieces right here, a 409. Think about it. You can make it your project vehicle, or you can just roll it off the lot, take it home, and do what you need to do. Oh, you need parts? Well, they've got them here as well, because swap meets are a big part of this as well. This is a nice looking piece right here. Make a deal, bring your checkbook, or most people prefer cash, but pick up a nice ride at the car corral. A couple of things to look for in a car corral. Do your homework before you actually venture into it, because some guys are known to stretch the truth a little bit. But usually at the Super Chevy shows, people are pretty much honest because they like keeping the car culture alive.
The wide variety of vehicles for sale. Early models with late model drivetrains. Then you get that classic shoebox again. How about a Monte Carlo SS, a Chevy 2, a lowered pickup truck? You look around, everybody's there, and well, there's your earlier model. And your body condition, sometimes you find those that are, well, in the midst of restoration. Not that 57 and not that Chevy 2 that's right there. I'm on the phone, see if my neighbor wants it. We'll take a look at that. And there is Bristol Motor Speedway, gorgeous backdrop, and it's more of the Nitro Coupes. It will be Tony Williams racing the lady, Kathy Belcher. This time, Doc is going to spend a little time talking to each of the next pair of racers.
Let's catch up with the Sandman right now. And Tony, your thoughts, your number one qualifier coming in here, and it's been one of those weekends where the weather, the altitude just seems to be throwing everybody curves, but you seem to be right on top of things.
Well, we bumped the nitro up. It's the only reason we made it to number one. When I hit second gear, after I did that, it blew the tires off. I missed the counterweight column a little bit, but it's coming around pretty good. We lifted out of it and got down through there and went 224 miles an hour quicker than we've ever went. So it kind of made it up on the other end. And this car's got a lot of power. It's got a lot more left in it, and I'm just trying to get a handle on it. I've only got 27 passes on this new setup, this Alan Johnson motor.
Let's talk about that Alan Johnson motor. What about cubic inches?
It's 526, but that man knows what he's doing. So I can say to him, he is just, you can take the head off of that without taking the intake off, and a whole bunch of different things are just fantastic about that motor.
Kathy, first of all, just give us a little background in your drag racing history.
I've been drag racing for about 12 years. Started in a 57 Chevy Nomad, ran about 10 seconds in 8th mile, and husband kept building them up to this.
Kept building them up to now. What is your personal best so far in a Nitro Coupe?
I've been 656 at 208.
Now, this weekend, everyone's talking about atmospheric conditions, altitude, everything kind of changing around a little bit. Have you guys still struggling to find the handle, or do you think you got going to show the boys something when we get into round one?
We're going to hope that the Ferries visited us last night, and we're going to show the boys a thing or two first round.
Have you ever been to Bristol before?
Nope, first time at Bristol. It's a nice place.
It really is a nice place, but is it throwing you guys any curves as far as the setup?
Yeah, the weather here is, the atmosphere here is really different from what we're used to up north in Illinois. So,
well, best of luck in round one.
thank you very much.
There is the local favorite from Memphis, Tennessee. That was the Camaro of Tony Williams. Kathy Belcher, she and her husband are working with this machine. Her quickest time does not match where Tony Williams qualified. So Tony, the Sandman Williams, really the decided favorite right here. But you have to race them because they've all had trouble with the altitude. It can be a little tricky. So Kathy and Tony, and they're out there, and it looks like it's going to be a good race. A little bobble by Kathy. I think that does her in. Tony Williams, number one qualifier, to win a 650 at 225 miles an hour.
It looked like it improved all around the block, but just your thoughts on that first pass.
Well, it felt good. It shook the tires a little bit in the 1-2, and that kind of worried me because she probably popped me out of the hole because she's running automatic to get that trans brake button. I saw her for a second, and then I started shaking. I saw her for a second again, millisecond, and then I was gone in after that. So what did it run, or
650 and 225.
50? Oh, good. Great. I'm happy.
Let's go nostalgia racing. Front motor dragster at Fargo, Centerville, South Carolina. Supercharged small block, got flames all over the machine. And he is going to be running John Ring. John Ring, the big block Chevrolet. But Ed and Tammy. Ed does some of the driving. Tammy does some of the driving. They take turns. They share the time in the driver's seat of that machine with the blower on it. Very careful now. Watch the front wheels. Keep them on the ground. Got a big block. The right lane. Small block left lane. Oh, red light. Ring moves too soon. And the win is going to go to Ed Fargo. Ring is closing in on him, but Fargo, an 8:17, 161. Good numbers. Classic drag racing. Super Chevy Show. A presentation of O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people. ARP, the world leader in racing fastener technology. And by Hallmark, built strong for the way you work and play.
Welcome back to Bristol, Tennessee, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Super Chevy Show. And one of the classic things you can find at Super Chevy is all the things in the swap meet. Pick up all those little odds and ends for your project vehicle. Almost anything, as long as it's got the bow tie on it, they'll allow here in the swap meet. These guys really become kind of experts on parts and fitment. If you're looking for anything, and I mean anything, you'll find it at a swap meet at the Super Chevy shows. All those hard parts that you need to go faster, those little style items that you need, bell housings, you need rims, you need wheels, you need carpet, tough to find. How about inside body panels? The little things that you need. You can find them all at the swap meet. Again, at the Super Chevy show.
I think the operative word is lots of stuff here at the swap meet. And this is the one part of the Super Chevy show that you get to go to that really is hands-on. You get to pick up, you get to look, you get to try that steering wheel, see if that's really going to fit your hand as well as your vehicle. Now we're going to talk about jets, jet dragster, J85 powered dragster called Air Force One. This is Mark Smith, a newer family in jet car racing, but these machines are neat.
One of the hallmarks of any Super Chevy show, and especially here at the O'Reilly Super Chevy event, are the jet cars. And Mark Smith, first of all, just tell me a little bit about your ride.
Well, it's a 04 275-inch jet dragster. It's O'Brien built car, one of the last built cars there is. It's a J85 GE engine. It's the smallest engine they'll let you run in one. It's a weight trade-off. It'll outrun most of the big motor cars because of the weight.
It's a little bit different driving this because you're going on propulsion as opposed to having the rear wheels turn things. Does that cause any special problems?
You just got to stay on top of the steering. If you ever get behind on the steering a little bit, it gets to whipping you around, blowing you around really bad. So you don't want to get behind on the steering. Hopefully that you don't have to steer it, but sometimes you do.
Yeah, and it's also at the start and the launch has got to be kind of tough too, because you're holding all that power back. It's not like with another car where you dump the clutch and away you go. How's that different from your typical drag race vehicle?
It's totally different, and a lot of the problem is the car's real light, so it's hard to stick on the starting line. And if you start sliding through, you don't have any choice, either light it or abort or shut off. And if you shut off, they get worse mad than if you red light.
Here we come. There is Mark Smith, Air Force One, doing the burner pops, and he is paired with that good-looking 57 Chevy Blaze of Glory of Paul Miller. There we go. The Jet Dragster out really early. Neat run. Paul Miller the win of the funny car, 598 at 273 miles an hour. After the Jet cars, the clouds came, the wind came, the rain came, and we had to cancel the remainder of the event. But a question, who wins the Nitro Coupes? Here's Doc.
Well, Roger, the real no clear-cut winner as far as a ladder is concerned here, but I think Tony the Sandman really put the number on everybody.
Yes, he did. I think this is the second or third race that he has won this year, and he deserves to win. And it was a low lapse time. That's how we determine a winner if we have a situation like this.
Kind of disappointing. I know you'd like to go all the way to conclusion, although you are declared the winner in this particular case.
We always like to win. Everybody does in this game. There's some great other racers out here. A-Team Adler, the Mohegan Sun team, and a lot of other guys. I haven't mentioned them all. We're a lot of good guys here to race with and stuff. I wish we could have went on with it, you know.
Join us next week on Motor Mania. It's figure 8 school bus racing from Xenia, Ohio. For information on Super Chevy, Bristol Dragway, or Masters TV, log on to these websites. For a copy of the program, log on to masterstv.com. Now we're at the car show. They're handing out all those awards. I'm Rick Carlson. For Doc Riley, we'll see you next week on Motor Mania.